And I think we are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our today's webinar, one of in a series of our weekly Wednesday webinars. I hope you're having a lovely day and that your teaching shift is over for today. And I hope you're not too hot as I am. Please let me know if you can see and hear me clearly in the comments below. And in the meantime, also, you can introduce yourself briefly and let us know where you are tuning in from and what are your favorite tech tools or digital tools for creating education content if you do create something. And I will check if our stream is live on YouTube. It looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, I see we have a few viewers. Feel free to say hello in the comments below so we can confirm everything looks good. Let me check where the chat is so we can go ahead and okay, I'm having some weird issue here with okay, now I see it. Okay, I see we have a few teacher friends tuning in. Please say hello and let me know everything is okay. And I hope you're having a great day without melting. It's super hot here today, and plus I don't have the the AC unit, so that's okay. I stand the heat very well. Anyways, without any further ado, let me share my screen. And today's webinar is going to be all about top tech tools for creating interactive lesson and course content. Let me just pick my favorite, layout, this one. And maybe enter full screen so you can, maybe this is good enough. Yeah, so you can see it clearly. Wonderful. We do have a comment. Hi, Steve. Thank you for saying hello, and I'm glad you can see and hear me clearly. I hope so. Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks and welcome. So today is all about education technology tools or digital tools to create interactive lesson and course content and wow our students. And we are going to cover, I know this is like a never ending story, right? There are so many tools showing up and, being invented every single day, especially nowadays when we have AI and everything. But today's tools do not incorporate AI. They're more like hands-on tools where you already have some of your resources you can use to make them interactive or just create from scratch in an easy manner. So it's for beginner to intermediate level creators, teacher creators. Okay, if this is your first time tuning in with me today, hi again. Just a brief intro. Maybe you've seen me in our weekly Wednesday webinars, but since January, since this year, I committed to doing these weekly webinars and I pick topics based on what I hear teachers are interested in our teaching community, and because I love exploring tech tools for teaching online and tutoring online and so on. So basically, every week we talk about something useful, especially for independent educators. I myself am a special educator, but at the moment I only teach ESL online, and it's been like that since 2016. So wow, 8 years already. I did used to teach with companies, mostly Chinese companies, teaching kids age 4 to 12. And nowadays I also teach independently. And for the past few years, sorry, I managed to gain private students and kind of grow my student base slowly and steadily. I'm also founder of Super Teacher, a very useful web app that makes independent teaching admin super simple. Today, it's not about Super Teacher; it's just an outlet I also sometimes use for our webinars and to show and bring value to our online educators community. Okay, let's see if we have. Okay, we are good to go. So let's see. First of all, this session should be very practical, so we won't beat around the bush or anything. let's talk about what makes lesson and course content interactive. So these are some key elements we have to think about when creating lesson material or courses. Those courses can be self-paced or flex or hybrid combined with live teaching. And when it comes to lesson content, we can create lesson material for students or for fellow teachers. Some of us teachers from our ESL community took the courage and took the leap to get into creating maybe teaching material like curriculum or games and so on, while the majority of teacher actually creates some additional worksheets and learning material for after class or independent home practice. So why not make this even more interactive and offer it to our students, actually maybe as a separate service you offer, like additional learning resources or in a self-paced course. So the first element of a very well interactive learning content, is user participation, and that means we need to think about how our content, the content we create, will engage learners and encourage participation, no matter if it's like synchronous learning or flipped classroom. In both cases, it can work really well. Even in self-paced courses, if we incorporate elements of students having to leave feedback or do a quiz, of which results come to us immediately. That works miracles. And plus, students, especially in asynchronous learning environment, students feel like they still stay connected to us as teachers. So it's easy to kind of get them into learning and improve their overall performance. So user participation, some of the resources we might want to create are quizzes, polls, interactive assessments, and so on. And some popular tools I'm just going to mention here because there are many, but I know a lot of teachers, when I ask like what's your favorite tool or what are you familiar with, I've heard many teachers mention Kahoot, Quizlet, and maybe with adult students, Google Forms for creating surveys and polls. Hi, Katie. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. We're just starting and warming up. And so the next one, we mentioned already, having the option to leave immediate feedback. And that also means we can see how the student is progressing using our learning material. So we can also give feedback. Next is multimedia integration. Whenever we try to create a learning resource, we should think about incorporating more interactive elements such as audio, video, um, and images. And especially if we work with kids, like we know how short or long attention span children might have, like 25 minutes top. So if we want them to really perform well, stay focused, and even learn out of class, then we have to make sure, and we will stand out if we offer something to the parents and students that's not just a fill-in worksheet or that's more interactive. Interactive elements would be the way the student is engaged during the whole learning process while using your learning resource. So that would be typing activities, drag and drop activities, annotations, matching pairs, filling in the blanks, anything that calls for them, for action. So they have to actually participate to meet the learning goals and see immediate results and kind of learn. Then think about if your learning material is open to discussion and collaboration. Some of you maybe have heard about Padlet, and there is an alternative that's free called DigiPads by La Digitale. We covered in one of our past webinars. And it's kind of an open board you might create for your students to add their homework or feedback or learning material, kind of like a personal um, whiteboard or blackboard or something, a digital board for them only, so they can share resources with you and you can share back, of course. Another very important element to make our the content we create super interactive is gamification. So trying to incorporate game like approach is super important and also can make us stand out from boring PDF workbooks or worksheets, and just readers and so on. Especially when you have an interested student, if this is something you can offer or you're thinking of offering, that can totally add value to your class offer. Some of the tools you're maybe familiar with, maybe I'm just trying not to overwhelm you. There's so many of them, like it was super hard to get down to top 10, but WordWall would be a perfect example to add, create quizzes and game like feel into the learning process. And another one would be games to learn English, which we're going to look into very soon. Then you might want to create virtual reality or augmented reality resources. And by virtual reality, like how when you go to Google Maps, you can actually have an image and then you can go in 3D environment and explore what's there. So same way you can create. It just sounds advanced, but it's not. They're like super simple resources you could use. I mean, tools, digital tools and apps you can use to create a virtual reality environment, like a virtual explorer or and so on. Then think about interactive whiteboards. That would be like an open whiteboard for you and your students to exchange feedback, questions, ideas on the lesson, even homework. Edit. They're really good for if you try to create writing material or writing learning material or what else would be group for groups. It works really well, so students can actually collaborate. They're very collaborative. Then one good idea would be a branching scenario, like give the opportunity to students to affect their learning process and experience. I also teach with NovaKid, and for example, in their child classes or in some lessons, you can pick which scientist you want to learn about or which animal you want to be in the story and so on. So depending on the student's choice, we continue the story. Usually there is a cat and a dog or a girl scientist and a boy scientist, inventors and so on. So they can pick one. So that's really cool if you can incorporate that. And especially if you want to, have them come back and explore the other option next time. So that's how you can get their attention for a longer time as well. And last but not the least is interactive presentations, kind of a classic. I'm sure 99% of us teachers are and educators are familiar with slide builders, such as PowerPoint or Google Slides, but there are better solutions nowadays which are much more interactive. Let's see if we have more comments. Katie says, love all these ideas. Interactivity is really key when teaching kids online, right? Completely agree. And I think you're the best example of what a teacher can become if they are really into creating learning material. I mean, not everyone can create the whole curriculum. Of course, you have to be qualified and have experience teaching and, everything you have with Abridge Academy. But why not try to create or just put into use some things we create on regular basis, like worksheets and after class kind of checklists or something very simple, and make it more interactive and put it to use to add value to our classes. Hope this makes sense. So let's see. If you really are thinking about creating learning or lesson content that's going to be super cool and interactive, think about creating your own digital toolbox. By this, I mean, like, this should be very basic. And you know how we say when you go, you want to teach independently, you need to decide on your niche. The same way, it's very important to just stick to make some decisions about the tools you're going to be using, because you're going to go crazy from the variety of tools available out there. So it's better, just think about a few options, explore these recommendations maybe, and then stick to what you pick and try to master one, for example, video recording and editing tool. You don't have to learn all about all of them, just stick to one. Pick one presentation or slides builder, one audio recording and editing tool if you're going to be adding your own audios to make your teaching resources or learning resources interactive. One quiz and game builder, one interactive worksheets builder, and one top ebook builder. Of course, there are some criteria we looked into, like what they have to meet to be the best, like the top choice for you as an educator to make the process easier. And also, it depends, of course, on your experience with digital tools. If you feel like you're just beginning, then I will emphasize which ones are very easy to begin with. And usually when you see a digital tool offering a lot of templates, that means you don't have to do a lot of work. It means you would probably have to fill in those templates, pick from a few templates, and then you're good to go. Such as Wordwall, you just enter, keywords, matching pairs, images, audios. This is like the most advanced level, and then you let it work for you. It creates everything for you. The front result, the front end of the learning experience. The cons of that are usually like low customization level, but if you don't care about that much, if you don't mind that your end result is going to be like one out of 5 or 10 options there are in total, then you're good to go. It still keeps all the interactivity, it hits the goals, um, it's your milestones in creating interactive content. Hope this makes sense. Okay, here is a list. Thank you, Katie. You're the best. So here is a list of uh, top 10 tech tools for creating interactive educational content. So number one, based on all of these, maybe almost all of these criteria, would be Genially. And if you're not familiar, I'm sorry if you already are, maybe this is too basic for you, but I'm sure you will find something new or useful by the end of the webinar. So stick with me, bear with me. So Genially is a web app. So it's web-based. It means you don't have to download anything. You can just create an account. And by the way, before we begin exploring all of these 10 options, just to mention that all of them have free plans, which are really good and more than enough for you to create amazing content. Usually, the features are limited to how many resources, such as audio samples or images in their library, you have access to, or when it comes to white labeling, if you want to go like if you want to make a business out of creating interactive learning content, then think about white labeling, branding, and whatnot. And so all of these options will have that available for you. If not, if you just want to offer this as an additional kind of income stream, and or adding value to your classes, then you're good to go to just use the free plans of all of them. Yeah, Katie says, love Wordwall. So easy to create funny, right? Like literally, I've been using it. I know you have been using it for the longest time now. And sometimes it happens that during the class, if my student is stuck with some learning concept or, a few vocabulary words, I would just switch. Like during the class, I would switch to Wordwall, pick my favorite one, usually like matching pairs or open the box so we can discuss about it, or just dialogue cards. A simple activity, just create the list. I love how Wordwall has all the hotkeys, so you can just type the word, hit enter, and immediately you will the next box will open. It's that easy, like you're working in a Word document, but it actually creates a beautiful game, a super interactive activity for students. So by my students, by the end of his or her sentence like we are already playing a new game made for them. Of course, it's better if you want to standardize them and make them also beautiful and meaningful and kind of evergreen, useful in different situations and learning contexts. Then you would want to put some time aside and prepare. So we mentioned Genially. Let's see. So Genially, compared, for example, to PowerPoint, Google Slides, it's way more advanced, modern, and it's not that hard to use at all. It has a very intuitive um, interface. So let's see. With Genially, you can create interactive content such as slides and full lessons, and you can add animations. You have options for multimedia integration. That means you can even embed stuff like videos and audios and images, or you can pick from their libraries. Um, they integrate, I think, with Pixabay, and so you can explore even their resources that are, uh, Creative Commons licensed or free to use in your slides. Um, Genially slides are highly interactive and engaging because they incorporate all of these interactive elements we mentioned before, here in the fourth um, part when we talked about having drag and drop student interaction, like they have to click, annotate, type in, and so on. So you can create a lot of this, like everything you can imagine, you can create with Genially, and it's my number one choice for actually creating lesson material or learning material, not just game. So it's not partial, like WordWall. In WordWall, you can create full slides, and in WordWall, you can just create one activity at a time. If you want them to play quiz, or if you want them to have flashcards or a matching game, you would have to create each and every one of them separately. While in Genially, each slide is a story on its own. Like you can create a whole world. Like Katie used, Genially, not Wordle. Katie used Genially to create a whole Abridge Academy curriculum, right? What would be some cons would be like some limited offline functionality, and even you don't have access to like offline creations on the free plan, and also you can download them as PDFs or HTML on the free plan. But basically, for online teaching or embedding them into a course builder, such as in SuperTeacher Course Builder, you can totally do everything on the free plan. This very presentation we're looking into is built in Genially. And also, one of the cons would be that some advanced features like adding an audio or recording audio, and requires a paid subscription, which is really low when you look into it. Like, feel free to explore genial.ly, or I know they switched to genially.com recently. So I'm just gonna share their link in the chat below. And we're not gonna go into all details about, how to actually use it. I was thinking of creating short video guides, but I'm also sure there are a lot of resources on YouTube to explore each of these tools separately, right? Okay, and I know the best way to learn about a tool is to actually see it in action, right? So, for the purpose of Genially demo, I picked uh, one of Katie's lessons to just show you what it can have, what you can incorporate, if you really want to build something super awesome. One of my favorites is in level 1, unit 5. It's the toys lesson. So let me just open it and share the screen, and you can see right there like what options you have with Genially. And I really feel like, other than creating maybe videos, if you want to incorporate videos, if you are exploring tools for creating a self-paced course, then you only need plus one tool to just create video lectures, you speaking as part of the course in addition to Genially. Like other than that, I really think you don't need anything else. And plus, you can stay on the free plan unless you really want, separate audio options. Yeah, Katie says if you're just using it for teaching, not selling materials, they have very affordable education plans. So yeah, I remember it was like $4 or €4 a month, something like that, when I last checked the pricing page. So let me show you. Let's go to one of my favorite Age Academy lessons called I Want Toys. Um, by the way, I've been using this for my child lessons, like lower level with lower level students, but just recently and tomorrow, actually, Katie, do share the link to the event, please, if that's okay with you. Tomorrow, Katie's going to introduce the whole series of trial lessons available with Daybridge Academy, like since a few days ago. And plus the placement test, which is like, oh, I can't wait to hear all about it tomorrow. So let me just show you. I just took the time to switch. Okay, share this tab instead. Okay, can you see? Let me just check if you can see. Yes, you see my Average Academy dashboard, and here is level 1, unit 5, lesson 1, toys. So to begin with, in Genially, but this is like something you can learn later on. You can even type in your student's name, let's say Elsa, and teacher Ivy. And as soon as I do that, you can see even your student name, or if you're creating this for in-class use, they're gonna love it especially. But if not, they can still type in their name. Like it's up to you what you can do. But you can personalize their learning experience that much. So check this slide here in the top left. You can see a little YouTube shortcut or a button, right? So that means you can embed a YouTube song or maybe your own resource. If you're thinking of selling your resources, make sure it's your own, and or it's open. It has a license that's kind of open for sharing. Okay, so sorry, just a second. Okay, we're back. Then let me show you some of the interactive things. Yeah, so here is the audio button you can add.
A doll, a ball, a robot.
So you can maybe create short preview slides, lesson preview slides, if you do teach your own kind of lessons, or you can use them with Average Academy. If this sounds too complicated, just stick with some super interactive curriculum such as Average Academy. So here is what you can create. For example, flip cards, then image picker. And depending on the classroom you're using, if you're using your lesson content in live class, then depending on the classroom of your choice, the student will also be able to interact with it. And if it's for a self-paced course, then you don't have to worry about that because they will have access. If you just create something in Genially and then embed it in a course builder such as SuperTeacher. Let me show you. Oh yeah, reveal effect. So this is how you can animate. Like you have a picture and then you can click to reveal a robot, one robot. So there are a lot of this kind of interactive buttons, effects, animation you can use. Um, okay, I love this one, drag and drop, for example, where students can read, or maybe there is an audio button they have to listen and then match. So the sky's the limit in what you can actually do with Genially, right? I just wanted to show you. But if you do want to avoid creating lessons for teaching, um, your own classes and your own students, just go with something that's already built. Like Age Academy has 5 levels. The fifth level is, yeah, almost. done like half of the 5 level already, and it's full of resources. I've been using it. This is my second year, and so the majority of my students are actually with Avis Academy, and yeah, there's a lot of lessons to cover for everything. And plus, there are additional resources such as, you know, topic-specific courses or skill-specific courses. Here's a drag and drop, another one, another drag and drop activity, and so on. There are also fill in the blank activities and so on. Okay, I think this was really useful to actually see. Awesome. Sure, Katie, please do share the link. Oh, Katie says, sir, you can't share links. Oh, but it's on your YouTube profile under the live tab. Oh, maybe I can share it. Can I share it? It's my own live stream. I mean, why not? I hope I can. Let me try. And let me know what you think. If you do have some experience with Genially, or if you have some questions to begin with. The link, I think I didn't share the link. Yeah, genially.com. This is their new, they have changed the link. Before it was genial.ly. So for new users, if you're just coming, yeah, if you're just registering right now, feel free to register. It's free completely to begin with and to explore. Yeah, Katie also says, oh, I did share the link. Sorry. Now I see. If you're just using it for teaching, not selling, we read that. I think the free plan might not have all the features. Yes, like interactive questions. Yeah, some of the templates. Yeah, adding audio, but it's definitely worth paying for. Definitely. And plus the license, like the teacher license, is super affordable, really. So thank you. And thank you for starting tomorrow's webinar. I can't wait. I just, let me grab it. Because Katie says, under the YouTube lives, we can't share links. That's weird. I didn't know that. Oh, hi, KDH. Awesome. Nice to see you today as well. Um, yeah, okay. So let me just grab it. So here it is. And it's KDH. Maybe you missed the info. I'm not sure if you've heard that before, but tomorrow we're going to learn all about Katie from Avis Academy's new trial lessons and placement tests. Oh, I found the link. Here we go. I really wanted to share it. I didn't prepare it beforehand. Yeah, here we go. I hope they're getting through. Okay, so Genially, we talked about it. Basically, the limitations or the cons are only when it comes to audio materials, audio, adding audios, and maybe some of the interactive components. But to overcome that, you can easily use WordWall and then just embed the game into your slides. Okay, let's go back just to see where I was. Just give me a moment. Back to this tab. Okay, that would be in short, like in 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes per tool, maybe even less. Okay, the next one that is a bit more, or actually maybe the most advanced one, would be H5P. H5P, or I would offer you an alternative that comes from La Digitale, which is mind blowing, and it's called LogicWiz. So LogicWiz is basically for creating super interactive content and then exporting it and then being able to embed it into your course builder or resource library wherever possible. So if you're not familiar with H5P, with it, you can create interactive quizzes, multimedia content, and you can integrate it with a learning management platform. It's excellent for creating interactive and educational content, and there is also an open source version. Actually, the moment I last checked before, while preparing for this, if you go to H5P, you will find there's like an h5p.com and h5p.org. The org one is free, but it's very limited. You only can manipulate a few demo resources. So instead, it's way better to go to LogicWiz. And let me show you briefly how it works and share the link, of course. Last time, and if you want to check more about La Digitale, let me also share our previous live where I covered like my top eight. It should be eight, but I think we talked about 12 because La Digitale is a bunch of digital tools that are free to use. All of them are, built open source and free to use. And we didn't talk about LogicWiz intentionally because there is a lot to cover. But here you can check. Sorry about that. Let me just grab it. Here, make sure to check all about La Digitale. It's a good introduction to it. Uh, so one of the tools they have is LogicWiz. The only con I found to it is that their interface is always in French by default. So sometimes you will see even like the menu tabs will not be translated even if you pick English or some other language. So that can be an inconvenience. But the end result, like the games and the activities you create, they are always in the language of your choice. They have over like 30 languages to pick from. Okay, so let's go to LogicWiz. Just a second. Here's the website. I'm gonna actually add all of this website not to waste your time during the live. They're gonna be all listed under under the live. Okay, I think that's a better idea. So here is what LogicWiz is. It serves to create interactive H5P content for the classroom in person and remotely. So remember, you can use them in a live mode or just embed as any other tool. So it's basically the same thing as H5P, but it's their own version of it and it's completely free. And you have to download it. There's a Windows, Mac OS option, and Linux option. And maybe the main cons to using La Digitale is it's not for beginners. Like you would have to check a tutorial or two, or just let me know if you would like me to create a mini course I'm thinking about, like doing on all of these tools. So maybe we can do like a beginner's level or intro to LogicWiz. Um, yeah, I would have to share the whole screen so you can actually see the interface. So let me do that. Share screen. I'm gonna just to open it. Uh, Thank you, Katie. Just open it. Because there are a lot of them. I wasn't sure. Yeah, I didn't open all of them, so I wanted to make sure we have smooth audio and video connection. Let's see if I can make it work within the next minute. If not, just go to LogicWiz, ladigitale.dev/LogicWiz, and you're gonna be mind blown. I promise you that. Okay, I'm going to try once again because now we're in a live and plus opening a lot of tools. So I'm not sure if you. Okay, reopen. Okay, we're in. Okay, just bear with me. Sharing the entire screen. Can you see my whole screen now? Oh, okay, I have to pull it up. Okay, now you can see it. Okay, so this is logical. You see by default, it says bienvenue, but as soon as you start creating something, um, it's gonna, you just click here, create H5P content, and look at this. You're gonna be mind blown. I promise you that. This is what you can create. Interactive video, course presentation, these are slides, multiple choice, like a single activity, quiz, fill in the blanks, drag the words, a column, drag and drop activity, image hotspot, accordion, dialogue cards, single choice set, memory games, flashcards, completely free. documentation tool, true, false questions, mark the words, blah, 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 whatnot, audio. You can upload an audio recording, uh, arithmetic, some math tools, speak the word sets, and so on. I want to show you one of them that combines them all, which is great for building an ebook that's going to be super interactive. Uh, Branching scenario we mentioned before. A VR, a virtual tour, actually, we mentioned before. Interactive book, like this is the richest one because you can incorporate all of those we just checked into one. So first, you want to scroll down just to show you how it works, and find the language of your choice here. Usually, where is English? English. What happened to English? Okay, here it is. Confirm. Okay. So let's pick one, maybe. Okay, here, content. Luckily, you know the words are similar. So let's see. Maybe we want to create something easy, like fill in the blanks, maybe. Okay, I won't get into any details. Just don't want to confuse you. It is a little bit advanced, and this is like out of all 10 tools, this one is the most advanced. But trust me, it's worth it, and it's super fun. You get hooked. So make sure to give it a try, and you won't regret it. I promise. Okay, I think it's better to stop here to not overwhelm you, right? Uh, oh, Katie says, sorry, I've got to run to get my haircut now. Wonderful, have fun. We must catch up soon, Ivy. Sure, yes, I would love to. But when you're around. Thank you. Awesome. Make sure to watch the replay. We have about like 10 to 15 minutes left. So I'm sure you're actually familiar with a lot of them. Okay, the next one on our list is Nearpod, and I'm sure we're going to be covering it as well as Genially and other tech tools for creating interactive video content in a special light. But just to emphasize the features, it's also very super interactive. It's more user friendly than Logic Quiz. Let me just close Logic Quiz. Um, yeah, it's easier to begin with. You can build interactive lessons and even whole like kind of course materials, whatever you need. Um, and they also incorporate real-time student participation, multimedia integration like Genially, like H5P, and also assessment tools like all of them. They all have quizzes option. What are the main pros of Nearpod? It's great for interactive teaching and student engagement. You can collect real-time feedback and do assessments, and you can integrate. But this is actually the case also with Genially and XIP. That means you can just embed the content into a third-party tool, and especially with Super Teacher, it can become part of your class offer, and you can sell them on your teacher page. What's cons? That some features are only available in the paid version. With all of them, you have to have some kind of limit and limited customization compared to traditional presentation tools. That means it's more about having templates. But on the other hand, that's really good if you're just starting in just at the beginner level with using digital tools for creating interactive content. So it's a good starting point, a bit more advanced than Genially, but way less advanced than HIP or Logically. So give it a try. The website is nearpod.com, and it's feel free to register. And I also like about it that it actually has marketplace like WordWall, where you can explore what other teachers created and just see the possibilities, what's possible to do with it. The fourth would be Canva, and I believe this is one teachers are most familiar with Canva. These are some key features like drag and drop design. Oh yeah, so it's all about templates. Canva is super intuitive, easy to use to create all kinds of content. It has lots of templates, so that means pre-build everything. You just need to fill in. They have an extensive library, stock photos, graphics, and It's possible to do collaborative editing, especially if you create with someone. It's interesting. I've heard some teachers using Canva for student collaboration, in writing assignments or homework or group work, which is really good. Pros are that it's easy to use with a wide range of templates and design elements we mentioned before. It's collaborative features for team projects. With Genially, you can also share the slides with the teammates, but yeah, in order to do that, you have to be on their paid plan. And Canva is suitable for creating various types of visual content, not just presentations. And it's also great for self-marketing. You can create flyers, logos, and cards, visit cards, and so on. Cons, it's limited animations and transitions compared to other presentation tools. And some advanced features require a paid subscription. Like usually when you go check their library, you will see a lot of graphics or photos are labeled as pro. That means you have to be on the paid plan. But it's great. Their free plan is just like I personally am using all of this except WordWall on the free plan. I did use Genially before for SuperKid years ago, but I figured like why do I pay just to have a logo on it? I don't care. Like it's not necessary because I don't create something to sell, just for trainings and so on. Let me see if we have some more comments. Um, okay, good. We're good to go. Okay, the next one would be Book Creator. Book Creator is super fantastic, such a great tool for creating ebooks. And it's very intuitive. Like literally, you just go to Book Creator and you see a blank page and it just has a plus button or add button. You click and then you can add audios, videos, images. You can record yourself within the Book Creator and so on. So it's interactive ebook creator that allows for multimedia integration, real-time collaboration. That means you can share your ebook and your students can interact with it. You can assign books and see students' activities. Um, Students can draw and annotate if you allow so. There are also templates and themes. So whenever you hear templates available, themes available, it's easier to use. Or when you hear like there is a drag and drop builder, that means it's super easy. You just have to put things together like in a puzzle, but the parts themselves you don't have to build, like with H5P. But on the other hand, tools like Logic Quiz give you the most customizable solutions. Like anything you can imagine, you can make it because there are no templates basically. You just create everything from scratch mostly. And also publishing and sharing options. It has very user-friendly interface we mentioned before, and it's very versatile for various educational content, not just ebooks, but you can create video guides, student guides, assignments, and so on. It does require some initial learning curve just to figure out how it works and check all the tools, make sure you know how to use them. It requires the internet for full functionality, so it doesn't work offline, and limited customization options. Remember, it offers lots of templates in return. Let me know if this is something new. I think we mentioned it once, and the website is app.bookcreator.com. It's really cool. Katie says, I'm playing with Genially. I love Canva. I use WordWall free version. Awesome. I love games to learn. Yeah, games to learn English are amazing. Thank you for sharing. This is so cool. And trust me, you won't regret exploring Genially to the fullest. Like it is easy. And did you discover their training center? They have a full kind of academy, Genially Academy, you can use to learn, and it's all free. Okay, next one, WordWall. We mentioned it so many times before. So I'm just going to share on my previous webinar on WordWall. But basically, WordWall is a game and quiz builder that also has a PDF creator or worksheets creator in it as an option. And it's free plan. The difference between the free and the paid plan is only in the number of templates you actually have available. On the free plan, it's more than enough. You have like, I think, 18 out of uh, 33 templates, something like that. And with WordWall, you can create games very easily. It's all about everything you create is already in a built-in template. So basically, you just enter words, pictures, audios. Well, usually words are enough to get an amazing interactive game. I will open one. Just want to grab the webinar about WordWall we did before, so you can just check it out for your future reference. It's called Gamify Yourself Paced Courses with and Classroom with WordWall. Here it is. And let's just open one to give you a glimpse into what it can do. Especially if you're watching a replay, just feel free to pause and check out the link and then find your own example and see what it can do for you. And WordWall also has a community-based resources um, you can use. You can even edit and make them your own. You can tweak them, change the content, change the layout, and so on. Let me see, for example, animals, WordWall game. Their templates include drag and drop, flashcards, fill in the blanks. Maybe a simple one would be good enough, like this often. What the animals can do. And by the way, you can just search, you Google, for example, wild animals WordWall game, and it will offer you many resources available already. Let me see if you can see. Yeah, you can see the tab. I'm gonna mute it. You can mute the game. And the beauty of the paid plan also is you can assign WordWall games to your students so you can get the results. For example, here is a drag and drop one. A giraffe can run. Submit. Great. And the audience usually sounds like a reward. You know, sometimes you do have points. There's a leaderboard in some activities, a frog, and jump. You decide how many questions you put in and so on. And usually you can even switch the template. So one game turns into a lot of games, you know, just by simply clicking on in the right menu, switch template, and then just pick another one that's going to look completely different but cover the same content. So maybe next time you have class, you can just use the same, you know, vocabulary bank, but in a completely new game. And that's why I love it. And students love it. It works worldwide, and it's really good. Okay, I think it's enough to begin with. And their website is wordwall.net. We have a few more to cover. Um, and the next on the list is also, we're going to check it briefly. I stopped sharing my screen, I think. Yeah, let me just check. Sorry about that. Top Worksheets is an interactive worksheet builder that has three modes. You can build worksheets, interactive worksheets from scratch, or you can use your existing PDFs and make them interactive, or you can use their worksheet builder with templates. So it's kind of maybe the easiest one is to begin using their builder, then try to um, make your own PDFs, some worksheets you created interactive, you know, add drag and drop, add fill in the blanks and so on. And then in the end, I suggest going with, you know, building them from scratch. So you can create worksheets, add interactivity. You can even embed stuff in it, like videos. And the importance of top worksheets is super awesome because it has automated grading. So you can, you know, set the score for each question if you're creating a series of questions like an assessment or a quiz. and students get the results. Both your students and you get the results, so you can embed them. Enables creation of interactive worksheets with multimedia, and you can integrate images, videos, and audios, and you can easily share them. So that means there's always an embed code with all of these tools mentioned before. And you can just paste it into your own website or your Superteacher page. Um, it require a bit of learning, but they have good guides on YouTube. So do give it a try. Top worksheets. And then we have, oh, I'll stop sharing again. Sorry about that. Okay, it's obviously time to wrap it up soon. Um, let's see what's left. Digipad is to add this user participation field and also discussion and collaboration. It's covered in our La Digitale series, so it's part of La Digitale toolbox, digital toolbox. And basically, every student, you can assign a part of the board for your students to check your feedback, check assigned activities, and leave their homework and so on. So it's kind of a pin board they can just hop into and share resources or check what you assigned. When it comes to creating video lectures, check out Wave Video. It's amazing. We are doing this live in a Wave Video because it's not just for creating videos. It has a great, super easy and intuitive video editor. And plus, Wave Video is much more. It's closest to Canva, but much more rich in features like what you can actually create with it. It includes both audio and video editing, plus creating flyers, and it's really well integrated with um, social media, so you can export what you create to be kind of optimized, for example, for YouTube or Instagram and so on. It's really good. And I also did a webinar. I just realized, wow, we did so many webinars already. Let me find why waste your time when I can just share our Wave Video one. Sorry, wrong click. So let me just edit and we'll check one more and wrap it up there. So this is basically everything. Everything we talked about today has a great free plan. It's up to you. Like it depends on what you're creating. Last week we talked about lead magnets. If you are creating a lead magnet, just think about what kind of content you want to create for that. That's like the smallest piece of content you can create to give your prospects and students a taste and a feel of your actual course offer, class offer, and whatnot. So just think about what your goal is with this resource and what type of content you need to create. And that's going to help you narrow down the tools and pick the ones we talked about today. I totally recommend starting with Genially and Wave Video, or just create. If you don't want to edit videos, add animations, and so on, if you just need something to create videos, you can just use Zoom. I mean, you can even use a whiteboard in Zoom and just download the video in the end. Just cut the parts you don't need, or you can just then import that video in Wave Video to edit. Sorry, I don't want to confuse you. So I'm just gonna grab the webinar. Where is it? Okay, here it is. Create amazing video content for self-paced courses, and but basically for any interactive learning resources you might want to create. Right? This was just part of series of webinars on self-paced courses. Here it is. Okay, amazing. And as KTH mentioned before, there's also games to learn English. They are fantastic. I actually know the creator. He's amazing, and he's very like this is a one-man project. I admire his work very much. He's also a teacher and also a developer, so he did it all himself. And basically, games to learn English already has it's like resource library of games I want to share. Let me show you. But with it, you can also build your own games using his templates. So it's very easy to use and intuitive. And let me see if you can see the screen. Yes, you can. Perfect. It's all free, no limits whatsoever. Um, these games are organized like this: monster vocabulary games, grammar bubbles, phrases, daily routines, and many more, like body parts month. And I did reach out to him because in Super Teacher Library, you actually have all of his grammar and vocabulary games embedded, of course, with his approval. Because I just wanted everybody to discover it on Super Teacher. That's how amazing they are. And to use his game builder, you just need to create an account, log in, and then yes, sign in, and then you will be able to create and then embed the resources. Awesome. Give it a try. The website is games2learnenglish.com. And also, you can check out Super Teacher. Let me get that link as well. Yeah, KDH says, you can even make your own games on Games to Learn. Oh, yeah, right? How amazing is that? Like, and there is no limits and everything is pre-built. And compared to WordWall, it's much more beautiful and advanced, if you ask me, and it's super interactive at the same time. You should go to the Teachers tab, yeah, and log in. Exactly. I love it. We won't get into details here because it's already time to wrap it up. I hope you found at least one tool or info piece of information useful today or new to you. I really hope so. Um, if you're watching the replay, also feel free to share your impressions or your favorite digital tool for creating interactive content. Do check out all of the recommendations today based on what teachers are using in our community. And make sure that this is just like a final maybe recommendation. Where is it? This one. Oh no, we talked about, oh no, never mind. But yeah, remember like the tool, the content you want to create, sorry about that, has to be attractive to students. So to make sure to draw their attention to it. I mean, if you want to stand out and if you want to kind of be recognized by maybe resources you create among parents or students to create interest into what you do or maybe into your live classes, to make them want more, especially like if their first impression is like, wow, this was fun, I want more, easy peasy. Then you just say, want more, here you go. You can sign up or subscribe to my resource library full of games like this, or you can just get access to my resource library, full of slides or whatever content you create. Yeah, thank you. Oh, hi, Fatima. Sorry I didn't see you before. Thank you for saying hello. And if you're just tuning in, feel free to watch the replay. Let's wrap it up here. If somebody wants to chat more on these tools, maybe we can have a quick Q&A here. I will share the link. And and also let me know in the comments which one of these tools you would like us to cover next week. Because I was thinking of covering them one by one, just covering the basic tools and then sharing maybe, if I have enough time to prepare, sharing a mini course that covers that's going to be more step by step thing. Let's see if you got the link. Yeah, and I will make sure to check your comments after the live as well and reply. And yeah, just follow what you feel would be the most interesting one to cover. Yeah, let's stop here. I'm going to stop sharing and have a great week. And see you next Wednesday. Same time, same day, every week.